is Monica Spencer.
Sorry, y'all. Try.
Go, baby girl.
Everybody knows I'm a crier, so let me get through it. Mom, please be quiet. Thank you, Miss Dorothy, for the introduction. My name is Monica Spencer, and I'm so honored to be standing before you this evening. As I was trying to write this speech, there were three words that kept jumping out at me: destiny, perseverance, and determination. For as long as I can remember, whenever I was asked, what do you want to be when you grow up, I've always said I want to be a nurse. I always felt like it was my calling to serve people. In some way, I have always been employed doing something along those lines. Maybe not nursing, but I was still able to help people. So when I was given the opportunity to become a pharmacy technician a little over 10 years ago, I thought, this is great. I'm able to help people, and it's still the medical field. That couldn't have been a more untrue statement. I started to become unhappy with the repetitiveness of the job. It wasn't until I took a second job working in a hospital that I decided it was time to make a career change and fulfill my destiny of becoming a nurse. Now, let's be clear, this isn't the first time I've tried to go back to school. However, in life, things don't always go as planned. After careful consideration and with the help of Ms. Devin Brown in admissions, I decided to enroll in Lincoln Technical Institute's practical nursing program. Going into day one, I thought, finally, my journey begins. I was ecstatic. Then, in pops this little firecracker in her leather skirt, Miss Fatima Sanchez. And she had us all shaking in our boots. I'm sure I wasn't the only one thinking, what did I get myself into? I continued to ask myself that question throughout the entire program. This was one of the hardest things I had ever done, but I was still excited to move on each day. As we were warned in orientation, the program progressively got harder, but aside from just the stresses of the program, life was still happening around us. I lost so-called friends because I was too busy trying to change my life. The second half of the program held some of the hardest and lowest parts of my life.
Come on, man.
Proud of you. Yes.
Sorry. I lost my aunt in quarter 3 to cancer, and in quarter 4, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. I'm sorry, let me get back to where I'm at. Okay, now I'm thinking, the minute I take the steps to change my life and fulfill my destiny, here comes something else. Why now? An ordinary person would have given up and would have been within their rights to do so, especially with the aggressive treatment my oncologist was giving me. However, I couldn't give up that easy. I had to persevere, and persevere I did. I had surgery. I had surgery, completed the program, and survived 6 weeks of radiation therapy without being hospitalized. Sure, all of this set me back a little, but I was determined to be the nurse that I was born to be. After what seemed like an eternity, I was finally able to schedule my NCLEX exam, and with much anxiety, I took and passed it. Now, with all this free time on my hands waiting for my license, I started thinking, if I was given the opportunity to thank the instructors that were most influential to me, who would I thank? The first person that stands out is Ms. Fatima Sanchez. The things that we learned in her class are things that can never be forgotten. I will always apply Maslow's hierarchy to everything in my life. Can't forget my ABCs. And when in doubt, provide privacy. Next, Next, I would like to thank Ms. Milka Graves, my clinical instructor for quarter 1 and quarter 2. From the days in the skill lab to the days on the unit, the skills that were taught will never be forgotten. And last but certainly not least, I would like to thank Mrs. Elizabeth Polizzotti, my quarter 4 instructor. I want to thank her for giving me the hardest exams that I've ever taken in my life. That made NCLEX look like a cakewalk. To my family, who encouraged me to continue on my journey on the days when I felt like giving up and throwing in the towel, I couldn't have done it without you. And to the women and men who I took this journey with, I love you. I couldn't have picked a better group of people to take this journey with. The tears, the study sessions, lab days, and exam days were all worth it. We are now on the other side of this. Now let's get out there and be the nurses that I know we all can be. Again, I would like to thank you all for your time and attention, and have a great evening. Stay together.